Welcome to Watch, Learn, Conserve, where my goal is to help educate the people who will be taking care of this beautiful planet in the future. Today's topic is endangered and threatened animals. Many of you sitting in this classroom probably have pets of your own. A dog, a cat, maybe even a hedgehog. We love these animals with all our hearts, and will protect them with all we have. But what we don't always consider is the other animals in the world that need our help. People who live in coastal communities share their homes with many creatures who live in the water. Today, we will be talking about two of these animals, turtles and manatees. In the United States, under the U.S. Federal Endangered Species Act, loggerhead sea turtles are considered threatened, while internationally they are considered endangered. When an animal is threatened, that means any species, like animals, plants, or fungi, could become endangered in the future. Endangered means that said species are at risk of becoming extinct, which means there are no longer any individuals of that animal or plant alive in the world. There are many conservation methods being utilized around the world, from turtle hospitals to beach cleanups to the protection of turtle nests on the beach. One special turtle hospital is Loggerhead Marine Life Center in Juno Beach, Florida. Loggerhead Marine Life Center is one of Florida's most unique nonprofit cultural destinations focused on ocean and sea turtle conservation. To speak to us at Loggerhead Marine Life Center is former Public Relations Communications Coordinator Hannah Dedman.
Loggerhead Marine Life Center's mission is to promote the conservation of ocean ecosystems with a special focus on threatened and endangered sea turtles. Our vision is to become locally and internationally recognized as the leading authority in sea turtle research, rehabilitation, and education.
Loggerhead usually has about 15 patients, generally due to the amount of tank space they have. They almost always are at 100% full capacity because they are treating many injured or sick sea turtles.
So our mission is always, as far as our rehabilitation efforts go, from rescue to release. That means that whenever we get a stranding call or someone brings in a sea turtle to us, like Florida Fish and Wildlife, FWC, we take that turtle in and it is here in our hospital until it's medically cleared for release. So we go from rescue to rehabilitation and release. That means that it's not a zoo where these animals are staying long term. They're just staying for as long as they need to be, and then we release them back into the ocean. So we see a lot of issues with marine debris affecting our sea turtles, as well as boat strike injuries, especially during nesting season when a lot of the nesting females are resting at the surface of the water. So sea turtle nesting season goes from March 1st to October 31st in South Florida. So we do see a lot of cases during that time of the year when many sea turtles are injured by boat propellers.
Many turtles die from mistaking plastic and garbage as food, which blocks their stomachs and stops them from properly swallowing food. They also become trapped in trash and fishing nets, meaning they can no longer swim up for air and suffocate.
So we always encourage people to think about the simple things that you can do to protect sea turtles, such as skipping single-use plastic items, carrying a reusable bag with you or a reusable water bottle, turning down your lights during nesting season.
Loggerhead Marine Life Center conducts a variety of conservation programs around the world.
We have a variety of conservation programs at Loggerhead Marine Life Center. Those happen here in Juno Beach as well as around the globe. So one example of that is our Responsible Pier Initiative. It's a conservation program that we have here at our center that encourages anglers and other pier goers and educates them about responsible fishing practices and what to do in the event of an accidental sea turtle hooking. So if you're on the pier and you're fishing, what you want to do is instead of cutting out your line and throwing it into the ocean, you can recycle that monofilament line into bins that are on those piers. So we have over 50 piers involved through the Responsible Pier Initiative, and those are across the different states in the southeastern United States, as well as Puerto Rico. And through the program, we've also rescued over 300 sea turtles.
The staff here at the Marine Life Center state if you live in a coastal community, we should always remember that we are sharing the shoreline with sea turtles and marine life. We are responsible for keeping our shoreline and ocean healthy to make sure the animals are safe. If you want to learn more about loggerhead sea turtles and the mission of Loggerhead Marine Life Center, visit their facility in Juno Beach or read through their website for great information. Our second animal of the day is nicknamed the sea cow. Manatees are nicknamed sea cows because of their large body, slow nature, and the fact they eat seagrass. We here at Watch, Learn, Conserve also talked with Chelsea Bennis, Manatee Master at FPL Manatee Lagoon located in Riviera Beach, Florida. Their mission is to educate the public about manatees and other animals that live in their lagoon. They want to inspire the community to preserve the Florida wildlife. The FPL Manatee Lagoon is a body of water that manatees swim to during the winter months as the water stays warm from the power plant.
So during the winter time, manatees come to the FPL power plant for the warm water. So manatees cannot survive in cold water or below temperatures of 68 degrees Fahrenheit. So they travel to FPL power plant in Florida for the warm water during the winter time that's usually around 80 degrees Fahrenheit.
Manatees are also considered threatened in the United States, but only recently. They were considered endangered until 2016.
The main reason manatees are endangered but have been now delisted to threatened is because of boat strikes. So that's the number one threat to manatees. Another threat to manatees is cold stress. So if they don't find warm water areas, they can develop what is known as cold stress. And that's kind of when their body shuts down and cannot function properly. Another threat to manatees is pollution, such as plastics. So water in the environment is definitely harmful to manatees and to other marine life. So during the winter time, the water temperatures in the lagoon is usually around 7 degrees Fahrenheit, so kind of chilly for manatees. But the power plant takes in that cold lagoon water, and what it does is it uses that cold water to cool down the inside of the power plant. That water is now warm, and that warm seawater is discharged in our outflow area. So I like to call that area the manatee jacuzzi.
The FPL Manatee Lagoon also has some conservation methods to help manatees survive. They were tasked with the job to protect animals.
So we have a few acts that have been put into place to protect animals, such as manatees. We have the Endangered Species Act, the Marine Mammal Act, and the Florida Manatee Act. And so that's put into place to protect these animals and to keep them off the endangered species list. So it is illegal to feed manatees food such as lettuce or to give them fresh drinking water. So we want to make sure that the manatees always do their natural foraging behaviors and feeding behaviors, and that we do not get in the way of that.
There are also actions that we as students can follow to help manatees.
So what you can do is to help the manatees is stay active in your community. So visit us at Manatee Lagoon and learn all about manatees and manatee conservation, and definitely take part at spreading that education in your community. Also, if you're around the water or on the water, obey the signs that you see. There's a lot of no wake areas and a lot of protective manatee areas that we'd like everyone to pay attention to and to be aware of. So if there are manatees in the area, you can go slow and remember that, so we can hopefully prevent them getting struck by a boat.
If you wish to see these manatees in the lagoon, either tune in to their live manatee cam or visit the Manatee Lagoon in Riviera Beach, Florida during manatee season. Sea turtles and manatees are vulnerable animals. It is our responsibility to follow all the rules to protect them and to share the information you learned today. With more people aware of the good we can do for the environment, soon the animals should be happier and healthier.